Hey guys, point shooter here. Well, just taking a break, about to be relieved on guard. Man, I've been up all night, just watching, waiting, listening mostly. It's been a couple weeks now since the collapse, and people are starting to get really desperate. It's getting bad. We're right outside the city, but we can hear what's going on, and people pass through. Word gets around. Man, looters, they've torn the city apart. I mean, at first, the government was saying, oh, it's okay. There was all that hyperinflation, and money just became worthless. Stock market crashed. People lost their investments, and people were fighting in line for loaves of bread. Well, the government was saying, don't worry. We'll be able to restore. We'll be able to keep order. We'll get through this. Well, they're falling apart. It's becoming a person for themselves. And we as a family, I feel so underprepared. We've got a couple months of food and water put away, but as far as defensive, 2 pistols and a shotgun, it's not much. We're talking maybe 600 rounds for the pistols and, under 100 rounds for the shotgun. So I definitely prepped in a little out of proportion there. I might have to see if I could trade some ammo off with somebody. See if I get some 12 gauge. Man, it's just, I can't believe we're here. We all thought it could happen, but hoped it never would, and now it has. It's getting to the point where you definitely don't want to go outside the house, but we haven't even been in touch with some family that lives close by in a couple weeks. We're talking people that live right down the road. It's eerie also being in the neighborhood because I don't know the neighbors real well. And before the crash, guy lives next door. Man, we didn't get along too well. And this certainly hasn't improved things. I don't know what he's thinking, what he's got. And he doesn't know what I'm thinking or what I've got. But, we're sitting here. We've got things we could use, like we've got no power, but we've got a generator we could run. A nice big generator would give us 60 amps. But we can't run that. It's so loud, people would be here in a second. I think back to hurricane season. We had the same thing because power went out and everybody was upset, and we fire up this huge generator, and people walking by hear it, see the lights on, they get frustrated. And that's just during a natural disaster. That's that frustration. It was short-lived. 3-4 days, power came back. People evacuated. People got the help they needed, but now this isn't going away. Power went out. I don't know if it will come back on. We've got flashlights. We're running off the batteries we had charged up. We've got some lanterns. No oil lamps. That's one thing that would have been nice, but figured I'd run. This one was getting pretty low anyways, so I figured I'd run it for a little bit. But everything's so different now. Now things you just took for granted, indoor plumbing. The water. There's some water running, but we're pretty soon we're going to have to cap off that sewage line because if they're not running the treatment plant, that sewage is going to back up. So we're going to have to cap it off at the street pretty soon. Luckily, we've got a nice compost pile out there. We've got bleach. We've got buckets. We've got bags. We've got things we can use for sanitation. But, a couple months ago, we were doing a renovation down where I am right now. We were doing a renovation of a bathroom and putting in all this fancy stuff, a heated towel bar and this, that, and the other. And I told everyone, I said, instead of doing things like that, putting back guns, ammo, food, water. Nobody listened. But here we are. Sitting down here, keeping things safe and looking at half construction. It's amazing. It's amazing how things can change. Well, I wish I had an AR-15 or an AK, even an SKS, something with some semi-auto capability. When those looters went through the neighborhood today, it was just a gang. They were taking things that weren't nailed down, but they weren't going to many houses. There's a house across the street that was wide open, and they went in there, but they saw us. They didn't want to do anything. But problem is, 3 of us versus maybe 10, 15 guys. Even if those guys have, just handguns and Mosins, I'm not going to hold them off with two pistols and a shotgun. Got to figure things out. Our food is good. We've got a good couple months put back. We got the garden. Well, obviously not now, but by the springtime, we should be able to get the garden going for the summer. Hopefully things get back to normal by then, but I'm not planning on it. I'm in it for the long haul. We've got water. We've got it stored. We've got the rainwater collection. It's dropping to freezing temperatures, so it's icing up, so we got to bring it in at night. But we just don't have the fuel to melt it. When the snow gets here, be able to use that. But again, it's fuel to melt it down. We've got the fire pit. We've got the woods behind us, but I can't run the chainsaw. It makes too much noise. You can't hear what's going on. So it's back to axes and hatchets. And luckily, I prepped some hatchets. I think there's an axe somewhere. We haven't. We've been working off the wood we have, but I got to go get that axe tomorrow and get it sharpened up. But man, that hatchet, $7. I wish I bought 3 or 4 of them. You look back now at all the things that we spend money on, and now what I would do to do it all over again. Just things I think about. Here I am sit down here and cold and tired and wishing I did more. But hindsight's 2020. Well, if things ever get back to normal, I know what I'll be doing in the future if we live through this. Law enforcement's gone, military's not here. It's all about us right now. I want to start setting up some neighborhood security. I want to get a guy across the street involved, maybe reach out to my neighbor. I don't know, maybe I can do some charity with him. Maybe I could give him some food. Say, hey, like you to help me out with this, that feel too exposed here. But, and he might just decide he wants to take what we've got. So I've got to play it real close to the vest. Not give away any of our preparations. So we'll see. I got those 2-way radios that I prepped, and if we get the chance to set some security up, they'll make good comms. We've got the solar charger, so we can charge them up at night, during the day. It's so tough because these are all things that we wish we'd done sooner. Well, guys, just some thoughts. I'll try to get some sleep now. But at any rate, stay safe. God bless. Point shooter out.